Hello everyone, I am Diana Rose Malate, and today I'll be sharing insights on I Speak the Truth, the Political Self. In this report, I'll explore how honesty and transparency shape political identity and influence public trust. So our objectives is to make students socially and politically aware of current events in the country and encourage students to voice out their opinions and participate in resolving issues. Developing a Filipino identity, values traits, community, and institutional factors. In simple terms, the Filipino identity is not formed by just one factor. It is a combination of values, traits, community, influences, and institutions that work together to shape who we are as Filipinos. The Filipino culture is a mix of both Eastern and Western culture. So when we say the Filipino culture is a mix of both Eastern and Western cultures, it means that Filipino traditions and ways of life come from both Eastern and Western influences. Example, kita ng mga Filipino, we show respect to elders by saying po o mo bless kita sa katiguangan or sa ato parents, which is gikan yon sa Eastern. At the same time, many Filipinos celebrate Christmas and go to Catholic Church, which are Western influences. So that's why Filipino culture combines both Asian and Western customs. The second one, the Malays made a large contribution to Philippine history. The Malay's temperament is a basic factor of a Filipino personality. It means that many of the early Filipinos come from Malay ancestors and their attitudes, values, and way of life. Example, the Malay people valued family, hospitality, and being friendly. And these traits are still seen in Filipinos today. For instance, when visitors come to a Filipino home, they are welcomed warmly and offered food, even if it's just a simple meal. This kindness and friendliness come from the Malay temperament that shaped the Filipino character. Next is Malay heritage. Temperament described as pleasant, nice, and family-oriented. So when we talk about Malay heritage, it means the cultural traits, values, and practices that come from the Malay people. So example, even though an imo mama bisan uno ka busy sa work, mag-atiman sa bahay, sa imo mga manghod, or sa imo mga igsuon, hatagan gid gihapon ng pansin ang iya pamilya bisan usahay may iya kalain or masakit, pero pinangga gihapon kita ng mga anak bisan tuod sagdahon naong pa. Next is, when the Spaniards colonized the islands, the Hispanic culture influenced the natives. Christianity became the dominant religion. A Western-based and political organization was established in the Philippines. It means that when the Spaniards come to the Philippines, they change many parts of the native culture by bringing their own Spanish ways of life. So, when we say Christianity became the dominant religion, it means that amoyaon ang pinakadamo ug gisunod sa mga tao compare sa iba ng mga relihiyon. Example, before Spain came, Filipinos believed in many gods and spirits, but after the Spaniards arrived, Christianity, especially Catholicism, became the main religion. People start going to church, baptizing their children, and celebrating fiestas for saints. Spanish influence, religion, Christianity, and social-political structures. The influence of the Spaniards involved religion, where Christianity became a major part of Filipino life. So dili debaya kon religion ang ila gi-influence sa ato. They also introduce social and political structures such as system of government, the organization of pueblos and barrios, and the appointment of official who manage the community. American influence, use of English language, modern Filipino culture, education system. So the Americans brought several important changes to the Philippines that shaped modern Filipino life. So example, sa paggamit ng English language, nga na kita ya influence sa ila. Also, the modern Filipino culture is sa ato fashion, music, movies na ato gipangita like Hollywood movies. Also, the education system, sila sab ang ga-establish ng public schools and made education free and more accessible to Filipino children. Lastly is other colonizers. British and Japanese had little to no lasting cultural influences. Ang British and Japanese kuno also colonized the Philippines, but only for a short time. Kadali da. So, they didn't leave a strong or lasting influence on our culture. So, example, ang British stay sila sa Philippines for less than 2 years. So, they mainly came for trade and war against Spain. So, they didn't have time to change Filipino traditions or system. Sa Japanese sub, they occupied the country during World War II. Ang ila rule was harsh and focused on war, not culture or education. So ang ila influence didn't last long after they left. That's why compared to the Spanish and American influence, the British and Japanese influence in the Philippines is very small or temporary.
Hello and good day everyone. My name is Divine Grace Orhino, and the topic that I choose is I speak according to Dr. Patricia B. Liquanen. Strengths and weaknesses of the Filipino character are rooted in the following factors. Number 1, we have home environment. The immediate family and household setting, including parenting styles, values, and relationships. Example, a nurturing home environment that emphasizes education and respect can lead to children developing strong and moral values and a drive to success. Conversely, a home with constant conflict or neglect can lead to insecurity. Number 2, social environment. So broader community interactions, including peer groups, neighborhood and dynamics, or local social norms. Example, growing up in a close-knit community where neighbors support each other can foster a sense of belonging and cooperation. In contrast, exposure to crime and violence can lead to fear and distrust. Number 3 is culture and language. So, sa culture and language is its shared values, beliefs, tradition, and communication methods that define a group or society. For example, the Filipino culture emphasizes on pakikipagkapwa or shared humanity, promotes empathy and community spirit. However, strong adherence to traditional gender roles can limit opportunities for personal growth and equality. Number 4 is the history, past events and experiences that shape a nation identity, collective memory, and societal structures. For example, the Philippine colonial history has instilled a sense of resilience and adaptability. However, it has also contributed to issues such as a colonial mentality, where foreign products and ideas are often favored over local ones. Number 5 is educational system. Formal institutions and processes designed to impart knowledge, skills, and values to individuals. For example, A well-funded, accessible educational system can equip citizens with critical thinking and problem-solving skills. However, disparities in educational quality can exacerbate social inequalities and limit upward mobility for disadvantaged groups. Number 6 is religion. Organized system of faith, worship, and moral codes that influence personal beliefs and societal norms. So, for example, the strong Catholic faith in the Philippines provides a moral compass for many Filipinos, promoting values such as compassion and forgiveness. However, it can also lead to resistance to progressive social reforms, such as reproductive health initiatives. Number 7, economic environment. The economic conditions and opportunities available to individuals and communities, including employment, income, and access to resources. So, for example, a thriving economy with sample job opportunities can lead to increased financial stability and improved quality of life. However, widespread poverty and income inequality can result in social unrest and limited access to essential services. Number 8 is political environment. The political climate, governance structure, and level of civic engagement in a society. So, for example, a transparent and accountable government can foster trust and promote citizen participation. However, corruption and political instability can undermine public confidence and hinder development efforts. Number 9 is mass media. Various forms of communication such as television, radio, newspapers, and the internet that reach a large audience. So, for example, responsible media outlets can promote informed decision-making and hold those in power accountable. However, the spread of misinformation through social media can polarize public opinion and erode trust in institutions. Number 10, the last for the example of strength and weaknesses of the Filipino is the leadership and role models. So, influential figures who inspire and guide others through their actions and values. Example, honest and dedicated leaders can inspire citizens to work towards the common good. And yes, it's true. However, corrupt and ineffective leaders can erode public trust and discourage civic engagement. And this is the strength of the Filipino character. Number 1 is close family ties and strong family system. So, Filipinos prioritize family above all else, syempre, providing emotional, social, and financial support to relatives. For example, a young professional working in Manila sends a portion of their salary to their parents in the province to help with household expenses and education of younger siblings. Number 2 is caring, hospitality, helpfulness, generosity. Filipinos are known for their warm and welcoming nature, always ready to assist others, even strangers. For example, a tourist gets lost in the rural area, and the local family not only provides directions but also invites them for a meal and offers a place to stay for the night. Number 3 is deep faith and religiosity. Religion plays a significant role in the lives of the many Filipinos, providing a sense of community, moral guidance, and hope. For example, participating in church activities, novenas, and regional religious festivals in common during time of crisis. Many Filipinos turn to play for comfort and strength. Number 4 is adaptability, flexibility, and creativity. Filipinos can adjust different situations and environments, often finding innovative solutions to challenges. For example, a Filipino entrepreneur starts a small business with limited capital using resourcefulness and creativity to develop unique products and marketing strategies that attract customers. Number 5 is hard work and industry. Filipinos are known for their diligence and dedication to work, often taking on multiple jobs to provide their families. Example, a family nurse works long hours in foreign country, sending remittances home to support their family's needs and ensure their children's education. Number 6 is survival instinct and endurance. Faced with adversity, Filipinos demonstrate resilience and their determination to overcome challenges. Example, after a natural disaster such as typhoon, community members come together to rebuild their homes and livelihoods, supporting each other through the difficult of process. Number 7 is the bahala na attitude. The fatalism can also inspire courage to act. The bahala na is come that way, come what may. So this is reflecting a sense of acceptance and willingness to take risk. While it can simply fatalism, it also encourages Filipino to face challenges with courage and optimism. So for example, a recent graduate decides to start their own business despite the risk, trusting that things will work out and taking the necessary steps to make their venture successful. Number 8 is positive outlook, perseverance despite hardships. Despite facing numerous challenges, Filipinos maintain a positive attitude that remain hopeful for a better future. So for example, a family living in poverty continues to work hard and remains optimistic, believing that their efforts will eventually lead to a better life for their children. So weaknesses of the Filipino character by Licuana, 1994. So number 1, extreme personalism. Difficulty separating personal from professional matters. Filipinos often prioritize personal relationship over objective criteria, leading to favoritism and biased decision making. So for example, a manager hires a less qualified relative instead of a more competent applicant because of family ties. Yan mga Filipinos kayo. And then number 2 is extreme family centeredness. So loyalty to family can sometimes overshadow the broader interests of the community or nation. For example, a politician uses their position to secure benefits and opportunities for their family members, even if it means neglecting the needs of their constitutions. Number 3 is lack of discipline. Filipinos can struggle with adherence to rules, schedules, and standards, leading to inefficiency and inconsistency. So for example, a construction project is delayed due to works frequently arriving late and not following safety protocols. Because Filipino is naayo ba nga gahigulo kana not dili sila naga-follow sa protocols ng government. So number 4 is passivity and lack of initiative. Filipinos may exhibit a tendency to wait for instructions rather than proactively seeking solution or taking action. So, for example, employees in an office wait for their supervisor to assign tasks instead of identifying problems and proposing solutions themselves. The number 5 is colonial mentality. A preference for foreign products, brands, and ideas over local ones, often stemming from a belief that foreign is superior. So, for example, consumers prefer buying imported goods over locally made products, even if the local products are of comparable quality and lower price. The number 6 is the kanya-kanya syndrome. Ano siya? Selfishness of lack of cooperation. An individualistic mindset that hinders teamwork and cooperation, often leading to a lack of unity and shared goals. So, for example, sa kanya-kanya itong syndrome is, in a community project, people focus on their personal gains rather than collaborating to achieve the project's overall objectives. Number 7 is lack of self-analysis and self-reflection. Filipinos may avoid critical self-assessment, making it difficult to recognize and address personal weaknesses or shortcomings. For example, a person consistently blames external factors for their failures instead of acknowledging their own mistakes and learning from them. So that's it for the strength and this strength and weaknesses of the Filipino. These weaknesses contribute to issues like graft and corruption, so palakasan system, favoritism, and lack of progress. The contradictions of the Filipino character is not to. And then strength and weaknesses coexist, the bayanihan versus kanya-kanya syndrome. Mainly weaknesses are tied to strength. Recognizing both helps Filipino grow and improve as a nation. We have gani the pakikipagkapwa-tao. Yes. And then establishing a democratic culture. So that would be for my report, and thank you for listening.
Who is the most deserving leader? So there are 5 benefits of democracy. First is prevents autocracy and abuse of power. In a democracy, power is shared among many leaders and checked by the people, not held by just one ruler. This prevents autocracy, a government ruled by one person who has total control. Since citizens can vote and speak freely, leaders must follow the law and respect people's rights. If ang leader mag-abuse ng power, pwede siya matanggal or ma-remove through elections or legal action. Second is foster human development, health, education, income. When we say foster human development, it means helping or supporting the improvement of people's lives, which kita. Because the government listens to the needs of the people, it can focus on healthcare, education, and job opportunities. This is the reason why people can have a better quality of life and equal chances for everyone to grow and succeed. The third one is protects individual rights and freedoms. Every person has rights and freedoms protected by law, like freedom of speech, religion, and the press. Number 4, allows people to make moral choices and decisions. In a democracy, people are free to choose what they think is right. They can vote for leaders and values that agree with their beliefs and values. This helps people learn to be responsible and understand that their decisions can change the future of their country. Lastly is higher chance of political equality. So democracy treats everyone as equal citizen, rich or poor, male or female. Each person has one vote and one voice, and everyone can participate in government decision. It gives fair opportunities for all to run for office, share opinions, or influence change. There are two cultures' role in democracy. First is formal, the laws and policies. Sa informal, behaviors, values, interpersonal relations, religion, science, morality, ideology also influence awareness. Challenges. Democracy needs more than institutions. It requires participative citizens, key attitudes, sense of responsibility, concern for human rights, openness to experience, extroversion. Without participative political culture, democracy cannot thrive. Um, Meaning, democracy is not just about having a president, laws, or elections. It also needs people who are active and willing to take part in decision making and community activities. Kay kung way ato ing ani na pamatasan sa katawhan, democracy cannot succeed. That's all. Thank you.